Okay, so I've only been doing this a week and already I'm wrong. That's got to be some sort of record. Let's discuss why I'm wrong.
With a bomb of a shot that didn't get through to the net. Silverberg. Back to Getzlaff. Another shot. Score. A deflection and Anaheim's on the board. Jimmy couldn't handle it, but he's got the puck again. Silverberg as we trail in front. Back to the blue line. Fowler shoots. Scores. Couldn't get it out. Back to the front of the net. Talbot's down. Makes the save. Puck squirts loose. A backhand score. Ricard. Raquel. Tie game.
Hello again and welcome to Across the Pond, Anaheim Ducks fan podcast, picking up from where we left off. And as I said at the very beginning, yes, I was wrong, because I said that Sonny Milano would have a good season in Anaheim. Sonny Milano very well might have a good season, but not in Anaheim, because we didn't offer him a contract. So, with that in mind, we move on. Let's talk about a few of the players that the Ducks did pick up through free agency. The first one I'm going to start with is Frankie Vatrano. Signed from the New York Rangers, he stands at about 5'11". He's not the biggest guy, but certainly he's creative, makes chances, and could be a very good pickup for us as well. Starting his career at the Boston Bruins in the NHL, moving to the Florida Panthers, New York Rangers, and now at Anaheim. Frankie Vatrano had some words to say as well about joining the Ducks. He seems quite keen on it. He did say, I think it's the same thing Florida went through and how they became the team they are today. You get the young guys who make an impact, right? And the guys who are going to be superstars in the league from here until whenever they're done playing. The pieces are here. At 28, he's entering his peak years. I think he's, like I said, got a lot to offer. And obviously, it's also pretty cheap as well. $3.65 million per year. Can't complain. Ryan Strome is a 5-year contract, earning about $5 million per year. Decent again, not bad business, considering our cap space. I think it's fairly easy for us to maintain that. Originally with the New York Islanders, moving to Edmonton Oilers before being traded to the Rangers in 2018. Ryan Strome stands at 6'1", so he's your kind of traditional big centre. I think he's, again, got a lot to offer the team, and I'm pretty happy with that pickup. I think it's going to be pretty good shout, a good option. Another bit of business that Anaheim did was to sign Pavel Mintyukov to the entry-level contract. I did speak a bit about Pavel Mintyukov previously, so I won't go into that in too much detail. Later on, I'll be having a discussion with Alex Wheelhouse, who also lives in the United Kingdom and is massive Ducks fan, just to give a bit of perspective of what it's like to be a Ducks fan over the pond or across the pond. So yeah, I'm going to move on now and have that chat with Alex. See you all next week. Thanks again for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'm going to go and, try not to die in the heat here in Scotland, which is a really weird thing to say out loud, but this is what we're stuck with. Apparently a heat wave. I say, it's funny because how I found myself watching the Ducks pretty much religiously was because I've always enjoyed football or soccer, as American people would call it. And I've always had my own team, which is Glasgow Celtic, and I've always had my English team, which was Tottenham Hotspur. And it got to a point where I was unable to watch the English Premier League just because it was like a soap opera. All the diving and the crazy stuff, like it got so bad at one point. I was just like, nah, I'm done with this, man. Like, I'm so sick of this crap. And then that actually led me to move into kind of more American orientated sports, Canadian sports. Like, I've always had a soft spot for the Ducks, but that's ultimately what got me into the hockey big time, was kind of falling away from that love of, UK football or soccer, other than my local team, which is Celtic. But, generally I don't bother with English football anymore. I replaced it entirely with hockey and with the Ducks. So it's kind of funny, but I think that there's always going to be a story. There's always going to be an origin story for somebody in the UK that decides to follow an NHL team, unless they've been on holiday to the likes of the US or Canada and stuff, and they've been brought up in a kind of even a semi-cultural element of hockey. Then it's so weirdly looked upon here. It's almost like train spotting to be
Yeah.
a hockey fan. It's so strange and weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and there's plenty of people I've met with duck tops on, and they've never realised that it's a real ice hockey team, and
Yeah.
that's
Or
that's how a lot of people got into it. So
they make the crazy comment of, "Oh yeah, my favourite player was
Goldberg.
Wilton Reed Goldberg or something like that." And you're like,
Yeah.
"Oh man." Like, it's actually a hockey team. They've got a rich history on their own without even taking into consideration the kind of Disney element of it. But that was a good point that you made there about tops. I had a question that I posed to the group, Anaheim Ducks Across the Pond, on Facebook. And I didn't get a lot of replies, but one guy replied, and I will read out his reply. But I wanted to get your opinion on fake jerseys. Obviously, being where we are and the side of the world that
Yeah,
we are in, how do you feel about someone having a fake jersey?
I can't complain. Really, I've got one of my own. I've got the St Patrick's Ducks top, because I couldn't source it from anywhere, even America, unless you want to spend $300. But it's extortionate just to get a top from there. Um, I had a bit of a bonus last year where some friends got in contact with me and sent me loads of free duck stuff over. Um, so I'd like to give a big shout out to them. It's Kathy, Martha, and Jojo who actually runs the stadium. But yeah, it's just hard and very expensive to get the tops. So fakes is a good deal for me.
Even the postage costs. I mean, you consider the fact that you can get a ice worn jersey for maybe $200, 250, but then you're coupling the postage and tax costs on top of that is basically double. So
Yeah, the tax is crazy.
DH Gate or something like that, or Yes Jersey, or any of the kind of Chinese knockoff sites, 30 quid, 40 quid.
Mm.
And in this country,
And that,
people don't really know the difference anyway. So,
no.
in saying that, I've only got one fake, and I got it a few years ago, fair few years ago now, and it's a number 8 Solani jersey, but it's
Oh well.
the OG Ducks kind of white, the kind of the original home top,
Yeah, yeah.
and I just always wanted it, so that was why I picked that one up. I do wear it sparingly because I can tell the quality difference a wee bit.
Hmm.
Um, but certainly, even I really liked the Reebok jerseys for a couple of years ago, which are in line with the kind of Fanatics ones now. Because I've got a
Yeah,
Fanatics jersey, but I've got a couple of Reeboks. I've got the orange alternate with the original Ducks logo.
my favourite.
Yeah, I mean that's an absolute belter. If that was a home top, I don't think
Yeah,
anybody would be complaining, to be honest.
yeah. I don't think so.
But the response I got on the Facebook page, it was basically along the line that we just mentioned there. So it was for Davy Boy, boy spelt Bhoy. Take from that what you will. Um, it says, honestly, I've got a fake jersey. Last year I really liked the 25th anniversary jersey, but the Fanatics was over 130 quid. And the Adidas is currently on Amazon for over 250 with something like a £30 delivery fee. I'm just not going to pay that for a jersey at the Adidas price. I'd be too scared to wear it, and the way I saw it, it was the UK. Nobody here's going to know the difference between the real and the fake, and I can wear it casually without worrying about getting it messy or worn out. So for $37, I got a customised jersey I liked. Yeah, I can tell the difference between it and other real replica jerseys when I have them side by side, but the quality is close, to the point where it makes Adidas look like greedy scumbags for charging as much as they do. As far as the Fanatics goes, the fake is actually better quality and material. I'm not going to lie, I would probably agree with that. The Fanatics
Yeah, I
does
would.
have a few kind of quality downgrades, but one thing I do like about a Fanatics jersey, and don't know if you'll know this if you've got one yourself, because I've got the 25th anniversary edition Fanatics, and I love the thinner material.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not going to be
Yeah,
great.
my orange jersey is Fanatics, and I think that's definitely thinner.
It's comfier. It is a more comfortable jersey to actually wear day to day. You know.
Definitely. Yeah, and my nana sister sent me the Black Ducks Stanley Cup winning jersey, um, and that is very thick compared to it.
I think that's my holy grail jersey at the moment. That's the one I want. That and the third jersey, the when they had Anaheim, when they just changed to Anaheim Ducks, and it's in that kind of
Yeah,
California font with the purple and the black.
yeah.
I absolutely love that. That's a smart jersey. I actually got into trouble from a guy that I used to work with, massive hockey fan, since died, rest in peace. Um, he was a great guy, and he was from Michigan, and he gave me into trouble for saying hockey jersey, because apparently you need to call it a sweater.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh, that I didn't know that.
apparently it was a thing. I got a big lecture about it. The guy was in his 60s, really nice guy. I had a lot of time for him. He's a Detroit Red Wings fan, obviously being from Michigan. Not a big fan of the cap and stuff like that. So like he was calling it, what is it, socialism in sports and stuff. I'm not getting into a politics element of this, but certainly of that ilk. You know, he had very strong opinions, but I really liked him, and it was a kind of interesting point where I now kind of flip between the two. I say jersey, but I also say sweater,
Swear, yeah.
and I don't know what one I favour. What do you call it? A jersey?
Yeah, jersey.
Yeah.
But I've always called my Panthers top a jersey.
Yeah. That's Nottingham
So
Panthers.
I think he'll be
Nottingham
stuck.
Panthers, for
Yeah.
anybody that's wondering. I'm pretty sure Alex is he's not really interested in any other NHL teams other than the Anaheim Ducks and stuff like that. So that's fine. Or am I right in saying that, or have you got an Eastern team?
No, you're 100%,
Yeah.
100% Ducks. English team, Nottingham Panthers.
And my Scottish hockey team's obviously the Glasgow Clan, formerly Braehead Clan, which
Yeah.
one of an interesting point there. I think it's Max Jones' brother that plays in the Braehead Clan or the Glasgow Clan. We both come from the same time zone, and we could have made life really easy on ourselves and followed a team for an Eastern Conference and probably watch a game at, I don't know, like 10 at night, 11 at night, something like that. But no. We had to be
Yeah.
awkward and go
Go all in.
3 in the morning, which is your usual Anaheim Ducks kind of time, or 12 at midnight to 3 in the morning, or if it's a
Yeah,
marquee.
we're lucky if we get a midnight.
What is it? The marquee ones are at about 7 o'clock, so that's good, but we don't tend to win them for some reason. We don't really win midday games. So that's kind of interesting. But yeah, I think a lot of people are going to kind of underestimate what it takes to be a fan of the Ducks and live in this side of the water. So you can give us your kind of usual, because I know you stay up quite a lot as well. So
Yeah, I stay up, get up, 3 a.m., have a beer. Mrs. thinks I'm crazy. But it is what it is. If you support a team that does it, you got to.
that's it. When you care, you care. I mean, I've got 2 young kids. One of my kids, so Thomas, his middle name is Corey because of Corey Perry. Yeah.
Nice.
So I mean, I'm dyed in the wool Ducks. I mean, I'm never going to be anything else at this point, so far as hockey's concerned, anyway. So yeah, I think it's quite interesting. Obviously, it opens that conversation. Because obviously the Ducks have got the tagline dedication, so it's big for the Anaheim Ducks, the whole dedication thing. And I think that if you are where we are and you're watching games at 3 in the morning, or you're getting up at 5 in the morning before going to work and watching the games or whatever else, then that shows a level of dedication, I would say.
Yeah, well, that's exactly why Kathy sent me that free stuff, because she was just amazed with the support, and the pond's not full all the time, especially when they're not playing too good. But I was still up at 3. So, and they tend to do a lot for the fans out there, whereas overseas they kind of don't don't know they've got the fan base,
Yeah.
and maybe this will probably show.
Absolutely. I think that's a good point as well, because the more people that we can collaborate with and have this conversation about supporting the team not being from California. But you mentioned an interesting point as well, which is one of the reasons, right, that I do not advocate tanking. Basically, I don't advocate tanking or being purposely bad for anybody that doesn't know what tanking is to improve your draft selection, because Anaheim isn't a traditional hockey market either. And if the Ducks don't perform, and if they don't bring their A game, then attentions move away from the Ducks. And then there's always that possibility that they find themselves in a kind of sticky position. So I don't think that we are in a market where tanking is even really a good option.
No, I don't think it is. And it's going to be a funny season now where Getzlaf's gone. See how the team gels together.
Yeah, it's kind of heartbreaking saying that out loud. I love Ryan Getzlaf.
Yeah, I know. Well, he's been there from when we were kids, probably.
And then there's it's too soon after Corey Perry, as far as I'm concerned. It's only been a couple of years since Perry. I'm still getting over that, and now Getzlaf is away. Different thing, obviously. Perry's still playing, and Getzlaf is retired. I'm glad that he's finished his career as a one-team man. I think that just goes to show the character of him. But I'm excited at the same time. When I look at the forward prospects and stuff, when I look at the likes of Trevor Zegras, who had a cracking year last year, I'm
amazing,
buzzing to see Mason McTavish for a full season. Yeah. I'm absolutely buzzing to see what that guy can do at an NHL level. And obviously, we've picked up Frankie Vetrano and people like that as well. I think the pieces are there, and I think the future's bright, definitely, in Anaheim. I think we can be pretty confident that the team's moving in the right direction, and it's not going to be too long until we're back in playoffs. I would still say that the measure of success for this team would be if we can make the postseason. Doesn't matter what happens in the postseason, but we need to make the postseason to show that we're building in the right way. So, calling back to specific games, things that you can remember, things that you have a memory of experiencing. And the one for me would be the comeback on Catella, right? 3-0 down to Edmonton, and it's basically 3 minutes to go, and we pull it back, tie the game, and win it in second overtime. I remember the missus being pregnant during that game and trying my hardest not to scream at the TV when Corey Perry wraps it round Talbot, or even at the end when Raquel is basically putting it through Talbot's legs, but everybody's complaining that Kessler's grabbing his, the goalie pads, and I'm thinking to myself, well, hang on a minute, you're cross-checking him in the back. He can't get up. You know what I mean? It's like cross-checking him. So, and I always liked that about Ryan Kessler as well. He brought that grit, that steel. I really like Ryan Kessler.
I can remember from last season, just Zegras' wraparound, not waking the missus up. I think that was quite an early game as well. I think it was about 11 o'clock, so I was surprised she was in bed.
Was that what was it called? What did they call it? Was that the Zegras goal? The one he chips it all the goal and Milano puts it in?
Chipped it.
I was going nuts at that. I'd never seen that before. Like, obviously, I'd seen the lacrosse stuff that he does. That's fine, like picking it up and roofing it in the top of the net, but...
Well, there's a difference doing it in practice to doing it in a game.
Different class. Did you watch the Mighty Ducks Game Changers yet?
Yes, I did.
What did you think?
Yeah. It was all right for a watch. I don't think I'd re-watch it like the films. It's
actually
all right.
Really enjoyed it. I'm not going to lie, I really enjoyed it, yeah. I thought Gordon Bombay in it was fantastic, and that woman that plays the mother, she always annoys me, right? Because her sister used to watch Gilmore Girls and she used to speak really, really fast, and it always pissed me off. But I can tolerate her. I can tolerate her in that. She's actually sort of funny, and like I think I've kind of forgiven her for the Gilmore Girls stuff. So, but no, I enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to seeing the second season. I think there is a second season or something like that coming out. So,
Yeah, I think minus scored, didn't
Yeah.
they?
What was it?
From the
Yeah.
articles I
What is it?
read.
He didn't want to get vaxxed or something. Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
it is what it is.
yeah. Just have to see how the story changes.
Yeah. I don't know if it'll be any good without Gordon. To be
Yeah,
fair.
yeah. It's a good way of bringing back the franchise from years on. That's probably the only way they could have done it.
It's all about the ducks. Who cares? You
Yeah,
know, ducks or nothing. No ducks, no party.
yeah. It's exactly what it is.
But no, it's been a good chat, mate. I've really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
And
yeah. It's been
need to get
great.
you on again during the season. Have a natter about
Yeah, definitely
yeah,
see how it's
natter
going.
about one of the games. Break it down. You know, period by period. It could be quite interesting. And
Yeah,
no, I'm just
I'll give
buzzing,
it a
man.
go.
I'm just buzzing for the season. Um,
Yeah. Soon as it finishes, you're buzzing
I
for
know.
the new season. That's
It's
how it
that
is.
perennial waiting game of
And
season's done. But the next one's gonna be so good, you know. Like we've got so much hope.
yeah,
Then you know, as long as we don't have that January crash that we had last year, I'll be really happy because
yeah, yeah. Mid-season, it just went
I
to
think we
pot
were
a bit,
chatting
didn't
about
it?
it as well. Like we looked really good. We were sitting top of the Pacific when early in the season we're like, you know, we can make the postseason here. This is going to be good. You know, be good for us. Be good for people at Zegras. And then the wheels came off the bus,
Yeah,
and it was just
yeah.
capitulation.
Well, one of my mates is a Pittsburgh fan, and he was down low. We was up at the top, and I said, "Oh, look at us!" And then look what
Yeah, you
happened.
bragged too early, mate.
Yeah, I did. 3 games in.
That's what it is, man. It's that Orange County optimism, isn't it? Proxy Orange County, nice
Yeah,
weather, you know, good people. It's just the way it is. Nah, but that's been great, man. Thanks for
definitely.
doing that. Giving us your thoughts.
Yeah, thanks
Magic.
for having me on. It's
All right.
been
See you
great.
again next time. Let's go Ducks.